Smart people learn from their mistakes, but the real sharp ones learn from the mistakes of others. Today, we are going to learn about the well-known President's Rule. It is also called as state emergency or constitutional emergency. The grounds for the imposition of state emergency is given in the Articles 356 and 365 of the Constitution of India. As per Article 356, the ground is if state government could not be carried on in accordance with the Constitution. It can be imposed with or without the report from the governor. When this emergency is imposed, governor carry out the functions of state government with the aid of chief secretary and other executives. The next ground is given in Article 365, that is, when the state government fails to comply with the directions given by the central government. Parliamentary approval is needed for the proclamation of state emergency within a period of 2 months from the date of proclamation. It just needs simple majority in both houses. Approval and the majority needed is just same as in case of financial emergency. If Lok Sabha dissolved in this time period without approving, then it survives until 30 days from the first sitting of reconstituted Lok Sabha as in case of national emergency and financial emergency. It also needs a periodic approval once in 6 months for the continuation of state emergency. Unlike other emergencies, this one has a time limit which is 3 years, which means state emergency in a state can be operationalized only for a maximum period of 3 years only. President can revoke it at any time. Revocation does not require approval from the parliament. Now, we may look into the effects of state emergency. What is going to happen when state emergency is imposed? President can take up the powers vested in the state government and any executive in the state. The powers of state legislature can be transferred to the parliament. This is why the emergency is also called as President's Rule. President's Rule is imposed on the states. Now, state bills and budget will be passed by the parliament. President dismisses the State Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister. Then the states will be administered with the help of governors. President either suspends or dissolves state legislative assembly. A law made by the parliament or president or any other authority remains operational even after the state emergency ceased to operate. State legislature can alter or repeal the law. No powers of state high courts are affected by the president's rule. Do we ever experienced president's rule? Haha, we just heard about the imposition of president's rule in Maharashtra and Jammu Kashmir, right? India had experienced president's rule more than 100 times since 1950. First state which undergone on this is Punjab in 1951. Almost all the states have tasted Article 356. There are two amendments related to President's Rule, 38th and 44th. In 38th Amendment of 1975, it is said that the satisfaction of President to declare state emergency is final and it is immune from judicial review. But Through 44th Amendment of 1976, this provision was taken away and the President's satisfaction came under the scope of judicial review. An important case which brought numerous changes was Bommai case of 1994. The changes it brought are application of judicial review on President's satisfaction. Central government must prove the relevance of reason for the imposition of state emergency. Court has the power to restore the state legislative assembly if the irrelevance of emergency is proved. At the first instance, President can only suspend the legislative assembly. It is only after the parliamentary approval state legislative assembly can be dissolved by the President. And secularism is a valid ground for the proclamation of state assembly and a basic feature of our constitution. And finally, it must be used exceptionally. But is it done so? Absolutely not. It is already given that the President's rule has been imposed more than 100 times since 1950, right? On an average 2 times per year. Thank you for watching this video. Do hit the like button and subscribe our channel if you wish to acknowledge our efforts.